So another step in the process that we are trying to do into macro photography. Again, if this is the first video you're running into, this is a series of about 8 or 9 of me explaining which parts I got to start doing macro photography without really being any good at it, right? So it's me sort of at the beginning of my journey. I looked around on the internet and talked to some people and say, hey, these are the kinds of parts that you need. So you'll find in these different videos different parts I'm getting to get into this field of photography. So now we are going to talk about light a bit. So I will make 2 or 3 videos because I think there are 3 ways of doing it. You can of course use a flash, so I will quickly point you out that there's a video that I made about the flash, Nissan Flash i60 and the i40. So go and look into that one because that's what I'm using if you want to use flash for your macro photography. But I also want to be able to experiment with LED lights. Now LED light is quite nice because you can use it all the time, right? It's continuous on, and that means that you can slowly let's say move up to your subject with the light already on, and you can focus the way that you want to without any problem before you snap the picture. If you combine it with silent shutter, which the A6300 and the A6500 support, that means that there's basically also no noise, right? So it's an almost silent solution, and you can combine it with remote control on your camera, and the whole thing will be extremely silent. So the thing that I want to talk about now is a ring LED light. So I got this from GGC, and the reason why I got this one, so the idea about a LED light, a ring LED light, I'm not sure if there's batteries in there. Nope, I took out the batteries. So the idea is that it will give you a lot of light from your basically the area of your lens. So it goes in front of your lens like this. You screw it on. I will show later how to do it, and it will throw light directly on your subject, which is over here. And because it's so close, it will be a lot of light, and because it's a ring light, it will be quite sort of equally divided on your subject. You see these things a lot of in CSI kind of shows where they have this ring light in front of the lens. I got this for multiple reasons. I like the fact there's no wires in there, so this has a room for an AA battery. You have 4 of them, and then you're kind of done. I guess you also need to be able to close them up again. So the downside of this, it is quite cheap and plastically like, but again it's about, I think it was $45 is range, and it can adapt to any lens. So it comes with these rings. So here you see one of them. These are metal. Well, this is plastic, but these rings slide into the whole construction like this. And you have different rings. So I have one that fits on this one, but I also have one that fits on the setup lens that I was showing before, so the Raynox 250. And you can, because it's easier to show, you can just sort of attach it like this, and you can see that now we have a construction which includes this Raynox light, and you can clip it on to the lens. Now I did find that the light in this case this combination doesn't work really nice, because the light it's putting out is already missing the target, because the target is so close with this combination of this lens and this setup that the light is already too far away, if that makes sense. But in other lenses, so I'm guessing with this lens for example, it will work fine. And also I think this LED solution is nice for video anyway, because you can imagine if you put this in front of your lens in a video application, that it also throws quite a lot of light directly to your subject, which I think is nice. So again, another part that I was getting to get into this macro photography thing. If you use this for photography, be careful, because you will see in things like people's eyes, or in, let's say, a water droplet or something like that, you'll see the reflector, of course, reflection of the flash, and you really need to think if you want to have small circles there, because the result is, if you see this in a picture, you will see a circle into the eye or into the bowl or the water droplet. That might be something that you want. It might also be very distracting, so then you don't use these ring lights. But again, a part that I was getting to get into this topic, because again, for macro photography, if you want to, because you have to close up your iris and you get a very shallow depth of field, so you might have, let's say this is like a coin, you might only have a small part in focus. You want to be able to stop down your lens quite far to f11 or f16 or even further, and then you need a lot of light, right? So you need to compensate probably a factor of 50 or a factor of 100 more light, simply to light up your subject and to keep your ISO levels in a normal range. So this is one solution. In the next video I will show another solution that I've been using for a while. I've made a video about that one before, but I think it fits in this topic, so I'll make a really short introduction of that one.